Yo, what's up, X fam? So I'm back with another Digimon Story Time Stranger video. I'm like now it's gonna be a little bit harder for me to keep pumping these out because other games are coming out, but I'll still try to get you guys a couple build videos here and there. This one I wanted to do based on the short film they made. It was Justimon and Machinedramon fighting for pretty much most of it, and it was awesome. And it's pretty much like it's supposed to be a backstory about a prequel to what happened, like how this started. It's supposed to focus on Inori and then like the brother and all that. Like she always talks about, and you never get to see anything about that. From beginning to end of the story, you pretty much see nothing about the brother, anything. I mean, like, and that's why that exists. You kind of see with like Agumon, like, oh, he wears my brother's clothes and this and that, but that's all you really get to see. So watch that. You get to see Justimon in action finally. He doesn't really get to do much stuff in the animes compared to that. That was crazy compared to what he does in the animes. All right, but let's move on. So Justimon is a vaccine physical type DPS. They're both physical DPS, by the way, and he's a single target, hyper single target focus. So what you could do here, if you want, is either go into more single target, or you could do so I could do, let's say like I have a null single target, I could do a null AoE, and then I have an electric weakness, and then I have a water weakness. So I have the electric to move here, and then I have a steel, null, and electric move this one, and then this one is a null type, and this one's a random of these. So it's either the 110 steel move that destroys mineral types, or mineral trait in Digimon, that also nullifies unfavorable compatibility, so it'll always do 110 and it can't be lower. And then has a 100, a null, more the weapon trait Digimon that also has a 20% chance to crit, and a 105 electric move that does more to amphibian types. No other benefit at all. So I mean, but you have it's a high base 105, so no matter what, it's all three your strong moves. And then you have a perform null physical attack power 105, increase damage to humanoid trait targets. And then I just put an electric move, you know, it's an electric single target. You can do an electric AoE if you want, since this is an electric single target. You could do electric AoE. I have the AoE null type as well here, so yeah, you could just do this. Just to give him some AoE, you know what I mean? To deal with multitudes of enemies. And then I gave him crit charge, so 100% chance of 30% boost to crit rate for 3 turns. So then you just pop 1 crit charge. This move has 50% crit chance of crit. Every other move has 30% chance of crit. And then if you want to put on the one thing, it's like this one's 20%, and then the other one's 30% Jupermon's item that I always tell you to put on all your physicals. But you could put that one on your magicals as well, because the 500 attack really doesn't matter even on the physicals once you just go to the farm and max all your stats out. But yeah, the only things that affect stats in game is these actual in-game buffs or your personality skills. Personality skills like stout strength, even though it says stout strength says it goes boost your attack based on user's HP, but you're like, hey, I'm at 9,999 attack, how can it get boosted? In game, there's a hidden, it doesn't show anything higher than 9,999, but you just gotta know that it's going higher than 9,999, and you can test it. You can use the same Justimon 9,900, like let's say like max out attack, but use a Justimon that doesn't have stout strength, and then keep your stout strength one, so you don't have to waste time like searching for stout strength again, which sometimes it could be instant, or sometimes I could do like waste like a whole million gold just to try for it. But yeah, you could try without it, try with it. You could try using an attack buff on the stout strength one, or you could try using, well, you could heal him with the 200% and see how much damage he does. But no matter what, I'm telling you, he just does more damage. It's like a hidden scaling. I don't know why they do that hidden stuff. They might as well just show it, go back past 9,999 in battle. I don't know why it doesn't. The enemies can have more than 9,999 health. So I don't really understand why my stats are hidden. But yeah, obviously you might want the ones that make it so you're immune to stat debuffing, and then Jupermon's one also is really good on top of 30% crit, because it gives you water resistance and you're weak to water, so that makes you only weak to electric. And then you can just get something that gives you electric resistance, so you can get this one like electric and wind resistance. So now you lose you take less damage from steel, null, electric, and water, and you would take less damage to wind. So you could do this one as well as a secondary one, or you can get one of these ones, like all the Olympus 12 items, and get the one that makes you resistant to electric. But the thing about Jupermon's items, it makes you, I think you're immune to all attributes downs. So all this stuff here, like all this paralysis ones, are useless. The only things you could use is like instant death, or ones that aren't affected by the attribute stuff. Or you just go this one and you get double the resistances Or what you should do is that Jupitermon 1 plus Blue Seal Data Fragment, which is 50% more damage on every move, but you just consume double the SP amount for every move. Including the double SP. I think these actually go in double SP amount, but we'll see after this. I'll try it out after just to see, because I never really paid attention to that. But I'm pretty sure everything costs double SP, but if it's a buff, it doesn't get like double the buff or something. That'll be actually OP though. But yeah, okay, let's move on to Machinedramon. Machinedramon, the GOAT since the OG. He has a single target move, 48 times 2. That is 96 damage base without any like critting on each one. And does more damage against other machine types. And then I put an AoE electric move, so there's electric focus. And then I have a null single target move. What you could do though, since he's weak to ground and electric, I could just put something here that covers that. What I should do probably, and then just put, let's see, ground and electric. I could just do another ground move, put a ground AoE, so I have a lightning AoE, a ground AoE, single target lightning, and then I have a crit charge and an aura. Obviously I would rather have X aura, but I gotta remember where you could buy that. For some reason I just don't remember where I could buy that, and I have X aura in like every single mon. I kind of want to just do this and then unequip every single mon in my box so that I could readjust all my skills and stuff. Probably gonna end up doing that because I have a lot of skills kind of spread out on mons. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Wait. Okay, it doesn't work. I'm gonna have to go through all these mons, unequip all the skills from the level 99 ones so I can remember where skills are that are important. Like he has X aura, but he's gonna be one of my main ones, so I'm not unequipping him. But the ones I just made for videos, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, you could do X aura, you could do dispel, restore, don't do normalize, don't do mediator. Mediator and normalize are fully built into restore, so there's actually no point to buy these two or use these two. You could put X revive just in case your healer dies. Your mega plus, obviously you can use items. You always put something here to support the team. So you put like, you could put a buff or debuff, and then you put like a heal, some kind of heal category, and then you put 2 offensive options, and then you put this. Or you could go like super offensive, like on this guy. I have super offensive, and then I have dispel just in case him or other people's stats get lowered. Also his skill can lower his own stats, right? He has dispel as well because his skill can lower it, but then I usually put the stat one that makes you immune to stat debuffs or stat lowering. But if you don't want to run that, then you can just do this. You're wasting a turn because you have to pop this, then pop this. That's why I usually put this just in case I want to heal another teammate, and I have guard break to just AoE guard reduce their whole team, and then pop this for huge damage. It's things like that. So you could think about things like, so he's a single target demon. Both of them are single target demons. Think about other things like a single target buff to ramp him up, a single target debuff to reduce their defense so you can hit them super hard with any of your moves. And then yeah, I'm gonna take them into battle. We're gonna go to the Coliseum, and then we'll showcase them, and then we'll end the video so this video isn't too long. Alright, we're gonna go into Paladin mode, or let me do, I kind of want to do without items and then with items. But if I'm only going to do these two, then I'm going to do it with items. So we're going to put Blue Steel Data Fragment on both and show you guys the maximum effectiveness that they can do. And then we'll do crit rate on him and just do that. Kaishi! Alright, so we start. I have to buff the whole team. Alright, now I don't have to worry about buffs. And then if I want, I can still do this. So now he's just going to have the craziest attack buff going into this. Let's do Trinity Arm and see what happens. Boom! Almost killed him right there. Let's do Infinity Cannon. It's not gonna do anything, but. I don't have somebody with the planning ahead, but I probably would have killed them with planning ahead. If I had a third Digimon with planning ahead. So somebody's dead here. Alright. I nulled that out. Wait a minute. Just gonna just revive him here. Alright, and then we'll do Trinity Arm again. I want to see what it looks like. So I got the electric one again. And destroyed it. And there you go. Alright, so that's how you guys build the Justimon and Machinedramon, the ones you guys seen from the short film. I know some people asked me about the Justimon and make a build for a guide for them, but yeah, that's how you build them. You pretty much can just max everything but intellect. There's literally no point to make him a magic-based DPS. He doesn't have any special skills for that. The special skills are where you get most of your damage. If you don't need to do what I did for maxing spirit and maxing defense, but Justimon's freaking cool, so I did it. I was gonna max this one too. I could have, but I was like getting super tired. I want to make other videos. But yeah, you just max these pretty much everything but magic for them, and yeah, you go to town. I'm gonna be coming out with another guide here. I'm trying to think of like next one I want to do for which Digimon, but yeah, we'll figure it out. I have ones like I know somebody wanted me to make Ancient Wisemon one. There's like some cool ones like Jumbo, Gamemon, Xraypc, he's OG. I think Ebamon is super cool. I feel like people are kind of overlooking this guy. The greater you use your stat buffs, the greater damage, and then this one literally steals all stat changes from the enemy target. It could also be the ones that are bad and good ones, but if you have the thing that makes it so your stats can never be lowered, then you literally only gain the good ones, and all the negative ones just get taken off of the target. So it's like certain fights you would use this, but yeah, the more like he's pretty much Marsmon, except Marsmon is super broken. A fire move, the greater you use your stat plus, the greater damage. This one can never be lowered, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, and he just puts the buffs on him, so. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that. See you guys around. Probably gonna be coming out with Arc Raiders videos as well, so I don't know if you guys are into that, but I'm gonna be coming out with Arc Raiders videos. That's something I'm also interested in. And then, yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.